Increase the practice of the bodiless stage, constant and stable stage. Now, in a collective form, practice stabilizing in one pure thought, that is, create a constant and stable stage, for only then will you be able to glorify the name of the Shakti army in the world. Take the support of your body when you want, and renounce the support of your body, and become a bodiless form when you want. Just as you adopted a body, in the same way, become detached from that body. This practice is the basis of claiming a first number in the final paper. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today is day 18. Increase the practice of the bodiless stage. Ashariri or Videhi. Today's topic, constant and stable stage. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Everyone is okay these days. This is the good news, right? That we all are okay, we are well. Because so much is happening, right? So everyone keep aim also to stay well, to keep well. Let everything be okay around you also. When Baba start giving us homework, one has to contemplate. But today Baba also said in the Murli that two powers are most important. One is power to contemplate, and other is power to tolerate. And Baba said, if you have tolerance, you will get all the powers from Baba. Because it's only when one is not able to tolerate, then the mistakes happen. Sometimes irritation, sometimes anger, lack of contentment, so many defects or weaknesses start emerging. But if there is power of tolerance, Baba said, then all the powers from Baba you will be able to receive. So the connection of, because sometimes we have to, anything happens, one has to go little deeper and think about it, not immediately have reaction or just give response without going into the contemplation. So it's a very good habit actually, that whatever is happening, reflect on that. So same is what Baba is saying, that when you are sitting in yoga, then have body rest stage. At this time, the biggest, either we can call it test or attraction or pull, is from one's own body, right? If body is too well, still yes. If body is not well, you get a lot of thoughts about the body too. So when we become bodiless, our mind will be free from thoughts. That means I am in total soul consciousness. And that stage of soul consciousness requires a lot of practice. Baba is bodiless, right? Shiv Baba doesn't have body. So when I'm sitting in yoga, Baba, you are bodiless, and I also create that bodiless state. When you are sitting in front of someone who has a body, it might be different. But yoga really means, as Baba described, the meeting of the soul with Supreme Soul. So it's only when you are bodiless or when you are in soul consciousness that you are able to connect with Baba. So Baba is giving us the homework for tomorrow, and that is very important to practice bodiless states. And then you see how close you feel to Baba also, one who is bodiless. These days our lives are very busy, right? Extremely busy with lot of programs for service. Before it used to be like, okay, you plan a program, you plan for service, but now it is whole day. Spiritual service, karma yoga, taking care of yajna. So constantly. And that is why sometimes it is good before sleeping we discuss what we're doing tomorrow. But sometimes it is not, because then your thoughts, also early morning we wake up and then we say, I have to do this, I have to do this. So it is both ways. And if we don't know, then we wake up in the morning and we come to know so much has to be done. That also is not right. So we have to see how do we know everything, but still not allow our mind to go towards it. Right? Om Shanti.
Madhvi Behan.
Shanti Wariban.
Shanti. How nice to see you.
It's very lovely to see you too.
And where are you? What
I'm,
state are you sitting in?
I'm in Michigan.
Oh, right, of course. Of course.
Michigan. So this is my third week. I'm spending time here. So it's beautiful. We've been doing a lot of sadhana together. And also in the evenings, just brushing up on the Maryada sessions. And so it's going really well. And also some tapasya as well, you know.
There's a big family there, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. And usually Saturdays and Sundays they come here. And so day before yesterday on Saturday, we had a retreat on Maryada Purushottam. So it went very well. All the Brahmin family came. And but we had a lot of silence and a lot of yoga together. And also some reflections on what it means to be a Maryada Purushottam. So,
Oh. So maybe you can share some of your discussions. What was the key thing? Do you want to again, because not everybody understands Hindi and what Maryada Purushottam means?
Maryada Purushottam means a soul who actually follows all the codes of conduct, the disciplines and the codes of conduct that Baba has given us. And so we came up with a few things like, of course, Baba says, becoming Maryada Purushottam, the one who follows the codes of conduct. It's like becoming Madhyaji Bhava, the one who is in the center, the Vishnu.
Interesting. Okay.
And so the one who has, absolute self-sovereignty, control, has the, ruling and controlling power inside. And also the one who is not actually looking at others, but he's constantly actually looking within. And that's why he's shown with the discourse of self-realization. He's always realizing what needs to be done more and what growth and what needs to be fixed. And so constant a spiritual endeavor, a sadhana, a spiritual endeavor is going on internally. So I think, and also a soul who follows the disciplines and the code of conduct is also a soul who becomes a conqueror, like a conqueror of Maya, conqueror of sleep, conqueror of attachment. So these are the things. It's very high, but
Yeah.
it's actually nice to go into those discussions because I feel what even along the way sometimes we forget and we use these words very less, like the words of super senses joy, the sadhana word, the Maria, the Purushottam. These are the words Baba used to use. Intoxication, he used to say a lot about Ruhani Nasha. And I was feeling like, we actually are using less and less these words. We have to like yesterday's Murli also, I think he mentioned about super senses joy. And so I was
Yeah.
just feeling that we should go back to these words more and more.
Interesting, because in some ways, I'm familiar with all of these words, spiritual intoxication, all the rest of it. But sometimes with new words, then people get a little, those that don't have Hindi as a language. And what I sometimes see is that different people will interpret it in different ways. There's many facets of the diamond, but also making sure that people in different languages, that the interpreters and everybody understand, and I know, of course, Baba's first language is going to be the most meaningful and the most beautiful. But again, if I don't have the wherewithal to understand that, then I need to have it in the language that I can relate to. But yes, these are all sort of the International Brahmin Dictionary is a small one. If you speak Hindi, then you have the whole Murli, every single word. But internationally, there are certain words that we all learn. The first thing we learn is Om Shanti. And then after that, but yeah. And as you mentioned, at the Indriya Sukh, the joy that's beyond the senses. And yeah, this is good to focus on these
Yeah, I totally agree
things.
with you. Yeah, totally
But
agree with you.
as you're speaking about, Mariadas, the disciplines, I was thinking, and I would need to, the basic ones, of course, we all know, but just thinking that the first thing, that they're not an imposition, they're my protection, and they're my means to protect others as well, in a kind of a way. And so that appreciation, as was my experience this morning, just of this lifestyle and timetable that Baba gives us, that it's not, when you say to people, like you even say, come for a class at 7 o'clock in the morning, or come for a class at 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I could never do that, And yet for us, it's so easy, it's so natural. And then all of these things are contributing to that, to a new system, to a new, they will be the natural disciplines, in the golden age, in the sense of early rising, cleanliness, and how to interact with others, and all of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. We just had this today, we were actually talking about, which I actually realized much later, that noting chart, writing chart is one of the Maryadas, actually.
Uh-huh.
Writing chart is one of the Maryadas of the 16 Maryadas. And so sometimes it can slip, But Baba gave so many deeper aspects about writing chart and how it genuinely brings spiritual growth inside us, a transformation. Like in one of the Murlis, Baba was saying, you just don't write it, but you commit and you check and change.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah.
So it's a genuine way of doing it. It's not just from the headspace or, okay, I have to do it even as a discipline.
Yeah.
But it's a very genuine, it's coming from a heart space. I really want to do this. And what's
Right.
through this?
If it's done, as you say, from a heart space, and it doesn't just become checks and balances and a means to criticize myself, a means to, because I was thinking about this today, that, society, and it can even extend to the Brahmin society in a way, not to the same extent or for the same reasons, but, am I approved of? Who's looking at what I'm doing? The world, there's a certain image that you have to have. It tells you what your body image should be. It tells you how successful you should be. And so much, and I think so many souls must always be in that mindset. I'm not good enough. I don't measure up. I don't fit the criteria. And so then those are the things that lead to disheartenment, depression, giving up, etc. And so, Baba mentioned something yesterday I thought was very interesting. He talked about reward and attainments, and so that whole thing of focusing on attainments, I think, and I'm not sure if you saw it the same way, but just when I read the line, I felt the reward is about the future, right? That's going to come anyway. The reward is in the future, but the attainments, the accumulation of the attainments are perceptible and are of this time. No?
Very nice, Diben. Yeah, that's right. Maybe that's what he meant about the treasures, that you're experiencing all the treasures now.
Yes.
Treasures,
Yes.
the virtues and all of that now. And
That would be attainments. That wouldn't be, I wouldn't see that as
reward.
As a reward. I see the reward as in the future,
An
because,
outcome. Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So on those lines, Wariban, I wanted to ask you, you have come in, I think, late 70s or early 80s, more than 50 years in Ghana.
No, it'll be 50 next year.
Okay.
76.
There you go.
Yeah.
So in this journey of, you're about to be 50 years in Ghana. And yesterday, Baba spoke a lot about the importance of confluence sage. And today also.
And today also. I mean, how many times in today's Murli, and just that appreciation and some new people in class, and explaining to them that confluence means diamond, and diamond means forever, and that is what we do now that's everlasting.
Yeah, beautifully. So many aspects of confluence sage yesterday, and it felt like a continuation even today's Murli.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this journey, Wadi Ben, I have a question for you that do you think did you ever experience a saturation point?
Means?
Like say, for example, like growth and regrowth. Like there is a term in economics, economic growth, which means like, you create a product and then it grows, and at a point its consumption is actually going low. Again, you have to reinvent new ideas. So did you ever experience something in your Brahmin life that you felt like your stage was going down, no matter you were doing everything, but still, like, did you experience like your contentment level was low, or something like you felt like, I don't know if it's a calling or what it is, but you felt like there's something else I need to do, like another step of growth. Did you ever feel something like that? Like, how did you sustain? Okay, let me put like this. Like, how did you sustain your growth?
Oh, again, was it today's slogan, or was it something at the end of today's Murli? And one of the things was there was a list, and one of them was company. One of them was company. And so this has been, I think, part of the fortune of this lifetime, of the Brahman lifetime, is having good company. And so the good company of equals, the good company of seniors, and then the honor of being able to help sustain the new growth. And if there have been periods like that, they've not been of any great duration. And so ever hopeful, that when they do, or when they did come, that that you were never completely knocked off by them, but that you knew that there would be a turnaround. In other words, that you were always, I don't want to say positive about it, but that that it wasn't lasting. Just like, again, I always have the feeling that, when something happens to the body, minor things, that they're not going to last, like at first you might, oh, what's this? But somehow the fortune is that they turn around very quickly. And so I think our Brahman life, in terms of being available, fulfilling your responsibilities, your duties, etc., you sometimes don't have time. It's like, even if you were going to wallow in it for a bit, then there's either a knock on the door, the phone rings, you're needed somewhere. And sometimes that's the thing, is the taking, it's like, say, for example, I'm sitting here complaining about, oh, my knee hurts or whatever else, and I'm sitting with that thought of the pain in my knee. But then you're over here and you fell down and you cut yourself. Then I forget about my knee and I go and help you, right? That's more important. So in that way, that the beauty of service can sometimes take us out of that self-focus on, like when we're not feeling so good, and then doing something good brings us back into balance again, or into alignment, that it aligns us again with purpose and direction and everything. But no, I think overall I've had a very relatively easy Brahman life. I don't think I've had major situations. And then there was another thing, I don't know whether this is pertinent or not, but it was something that I only discovered, a few months ago when I was in service somewhere, and where sometimes a feeling of sadness would come. And I would never know why it had come, because there wasn't anything that was happening to make me sad. It wasn't like I was upset with someone or I didn't get something that I wanted. And because remember, we're cleaning the chit, we're doing this work and the different levels, and everything has to be cleansed. And there was the awareness that the sadness was coming not from a detail that I could remember, but from something that would have happened in my childhood. Now, I'm not talking about anything necessarily dramatic or abuse or anything like that. But the thing is, when you're a child, you are very sensitive. You have an acute awareness of what's going on. And so something can happen, and you take some kind of sorrow from it, or it's against the nature of a child. But the point is that a child doesn't dwell on it. A child's nature is movement, and the child will be off and running again, and it doesn't have the faculties to process and sort it out at that level, but the residual remains. That kind of, there's an aura or a miasma, whatever it's called, that remains in the soul. And so that then at some point in your journey, these things come up. You don't remember the detail of them. You don't need to know the detail of them, but it's coming to say goodbye. That you just acknowledge that you didn't deal with it when it happened because you didn't know how, and that it's coming up now. And so through yoga, gyan, seva, etc., it can be acknowledged and resolved.
So that's actually, I'm remembering as you share this, yesterday Baba said about not to look at the side scenes.
Yes.
That keep moving on and be
Yeah.
half stage of a detached observer.
Yeah.
But do you think when I am a detached observer, I'm just going back to what you shared about the child, not absorbing in the intellect what's going on. So is that my intellect should be like a child, but yet even being detached, am I, at a subtle level, as you shared, something about the side scene is remaining in my intellect? As you said, the residual remains. If I'm a detached.
I wasn't thinking of it in terms of remaining in the intellect, but the heart. In other words, feelings. That it's feelings. And I don't always equate feelings with the intellect, but of course they're involved to some degree because you've looked at the situation and maybe decided or judged it or put it in a particular context. But it's the heart that retains the feelings. And that's the thing that has to be cleansed, I think, more than the intellect. The intellect, is very logical and very practical and, has all the answers. But that feeling part of you, it requires something else. And today's, in the bhati that we're doing, the 40 days, today is Dilaram, right? And so I was, in the meditation this morning, just that image of Dilaram in the sense of, because he's come to heal hearts. Right. I don't know that he says, I've come to make you have smart intellects, does he?
Divine intellects, he say, but not.
Right, but the healing, he doesn't say, does he say he heals our intellects? No.
Right.
It's the heart that needs healing. And so really the feeling was that like the heart has become compressed, due to hurt or pain or deception, whatever else. And the feeling was Baba was almost stretching it and like Daddy Kamarka was mentioned in yesterday's Murli too, that Baba was working with the heart, like a piece of elastic, that he was elongating it, he was making it broader and more substantial, and of course that that thing of like being big-hearted, and that also that it's got a coating on it now that makes it not so susceptible to the hurts and the indignities and the the stones that might be thrown. So I see
Right.
it's the heart that's
Beautiful, beautiful, Wali Ben. I loved it. And that is reminding me also what he spoke about Dadi Ji yesterday. She was easy. She was
so easy,
everything. Her
so
heart.
easy and so big-hearted, and really such a model for us. And this is our great good fortune to have known them and to be concerned about personifying their legacy.
Mm.
Yeah, this was something I was seeing when I was in GRC, the retreat center in Oxford just now. And I mean, Daddy Janki's vibration, maybe not her vibration because it's Baba's vibration, really. And of course, Daddy Janki very much imbibed even Baba's personality, you know, but the systems and the ways of doing things and everything. And so they're not just systems, but each individual there, each individual at the retreat center had that same resonance, you know, that you could really see who had sculpted them, you know, whose hand, and that they too were carrying on with great love, not out of compulsion, the legacy of Daddy Janki. It was palpable. Yeah.
Absolutely. You
Mm.
mentioned Dadi Janki, and I'm remembering that long back when Dadi came to Queens, she was sharing this that, once I was feeling a little, I went to Mama. This was Dadi Janki was sharing that I went to Mama and I told her that, Mama, I used to have a lot of happiness. I'm not experiencing the same happiness now.
Oh,
Yeah, so Mama said, "No, child, it's all okay, you're okay." And then after a few days, again, she went back to Mama and she said, "Mama, I'm not experiencing the happiness, the way I used to experience, I'm not experiencing that." And then she said, "Okay, go to Baba and tell Baba what's happening." And so she went to Baba and she told Baba that, "Baba, this is what it is." And then Baba asked, "Bachi, child, do you remember anyone?" Nade said, "No, Baba, I don't remember anyone." But then Baba said, "Child, your state should become that no one should remember you." So then she actually hardly tapped her thigh and she said in Hindi, "Janki to Janki to abhi mari nahi hai," she said in Hindi, which means like she was telling herself that Janki, you didn't die still, meaning your stage has to become that nobody even should remember you.
yes,
But
yeah,
but I was like so taken aback when she shared that. Look at that, this subtle effort, how
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
I hadn't heard that story,
Mm.
but I do remember her saying, "This is your mistake if somebody remembers you."
Mm.
And then there was another time I asked her. This was in London. I was there not so long before she passed, and there was a little group of us with her, and again, you know, Baba's remembrance and everything else. And so I said to her, "Daddy, but what if we remember you?"
Right.
And Daddy said, "That's okay, because
Yeah.
because I only remember Baba."
Mm.
And so that was interesting, you know, like in other words, if you emerge great souls, then it's not so bad because they're only remembering God. Yeah,
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 beautiful. Yeah.
yeah. That was
And
Daddy.
maybe it's like, like even if we remember her, we're remembering because, I mean, it's like maybe the vibrations of the stage that she is in, we catch those vibrations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember telling her once, this was in the early days in Tennyson Road, and it was Amritville, and we were all sitting downstairs, and the brothers used to come over from, there was a Pandav Bhavan across the street from us, and we were sitting in the classroom downstairs because they were painting Baba's room or something. And Daddy was sitting next to me, and she always sat on the floor, right? And there was some of the brothers who were nodding off. And all of a sudden, Daddy goes, "Keep attention," you know, like this is, and I'm like, "Keep attention." And I'm like, little shocked. And afterwards, I'm telling her, "Daddy," you know, because I didn't particularly like that she did that. And I said, "Daddy, you know, when I'm upset with you, I'm upset with Baba." It's like, if I'm upset with you, it's hard for me to remember Baba, you know, because she was.
She was such a deep and clear effort maker, no? You look at her life, it's like you can see the effort very clearly what she has done. No excuses, no compromising for anything. She was so straightforward.
And yet the embodiment of love. I mean, yeah, she's very, very special in my life. Very, very special. Yeah.
I have only 3 minutes, but I just wanted to quickly ask you something, Wariban. I'm not sure if this is going to take time, but yesterday Baba said about attachment, right? Conqueror of attachment. He said, no attachment to your body and no attachment to body consciousness. I thought that was actually interesting in Hindi, like Deha Bhan and Deha Abhiman. So how did you like take these two, this?
I don't remember that particular line, but again, attachment, we spoke about it a little bit, and that, you know, how the vices bring unhappiness or sorrow, and yet we're compelled by them in some ways, and the recognition that sometimes people don't want to let go of their sorrow, right? And so if, say, for example, I have a problem with anger, and we know that it's creating sorrow for me and it's creating sorrow for others, then I want to be free of that. But when it comes to attachment, people don't want to let go of their attachment, even though to other people, even though it is giving them unhappiness, and maybe to the other persons as well. And so I was looking at it in that way, just of so attachment to body consciousness. That's a big one. I suppose it's like anything else, that if I'm still doing it, then it would indicate I'm attached to it, even though I'll say, no, I'm not attached to it. It just comes to me. It just happens. Yeah. So I didn't really focus on that. I don't remember that point specifically, you know, but
I thought it
what was your thought? What was your thought?
I mean, one is I thought like the attachment to your own body, like sometimes we feel, oh, I'm getting older, I'm have this, or you know, something, the body's going through something. So that kind of detachment from the body, you know, like about my age or whatever, related to the body itself. And then body consciousness is everything that is connected to the body, I thought. Like even sometimes, you know, we just say, like the identities that all we hold, like I'm from this state, that country, or
Yes, yes.
I'm this, you know, all kinds of things. You know, like even in the course, we say, you know, our positions, or, you know, all this, the extensions of the body. So that's what I thought is like, one is your own body, the attachment to your own body you are deleting, and also all the connections, extensions of the body that we hang on to still, you know.
The kind of a support, isn't it? We take support from that idea of my nationality,
Exactly.
my city, my oh yes, you know, a little pride comes in there or
Even
whatever
food,
else. So it's a kind of a support.
yeah, even food as well. Like,
Yeah.
this food and this country's food and that.
Yes, yeah.
We'll have a little discussion about it, and these things we actually teach people in the course. Like the first day when they come, you're a soul, no body consciousness. But as a Brahmin, how much I'm still carrying this consciousness that I am so and so, I'm from here, I have this, and the attachment to seva and all kinds of things that we carry forward. So I was feeling, all the tales.
Yeah, and sometimes what it comes down to too is even this game that again, because it's encouraged by society to like or dislike, right? And so, you know, that's not going to bring us into what will be in the golden age, a state of neutrality, right? And so, yes, I like this. That shows I have good taste. No, I don't like that. So even that, it's like it would be considered normal, as Baba said yesterday, but ordinary. This is ordinary thinking. This is ordinary consciousness. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and also, yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, just that in the process of the liking and the disliking, this need to express my opinion. This is what I think about it.
Right, right. And this
Yeah.
is my seva, how yesterday I was also thinking about attachment, how in a very subtle way we can get attached to seva. And we don't even realize that how it's gone into the system and we are carrying with that system of attachment towards seva. And then sometimes we left everything and then we come to Baba, we're still like, something is really, we are holding tight to this seva, which is not allowing me to move forward.
Yeah.
Subtle things that we have to so much go beyond all of these things. And for the soul
But the
to
thing is, you'll always get, if that's the case, because often you don't even recognize it or realize it. But if you're sincere in terms of your effort and wanting to do the cleaning, then something or someone will appear to remind you, to be a mirror and say, not that they'll accuse you of it, but yeah, for you to see, because very often we don't see, and there's like blinkers that all of us have put on to make our life easier, and we don't even realize we're blinkered. And you know, where you're, I often say that I will be saying, well, this is how I feel, this is my quality or whatever, and then you discover you were cheating yourself. It wasn't your quality. You know, it was hiding something else. And so then it will be revealed and you're able to laugh about it. It's not,
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, it's a great game.
Lovely. I mean,
All right.
so
Lovely to talk to you, Madhvi Ben. It's so nice being with you.
thank you.
Okay. Om Shanti.